welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how you can create this look right here, which is perfect for this season. So pretty for any occasion, and it's also really nice for hooded eyes or small eyes. So if you're looking for something like this, I hope you like this look, and I hope this tutorial is helpful, and let's get started. I will be priming my eyes using the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealer. I'm going to blend it out with my finger and tapping motions until everything is blended out, which is very important, so the eyeshadows can also blend out really nice. So do not move on to the next step until everything is nice and blended. And I want to quickly remind you guys to turn on the bell notification so YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and be a part of this big family. Okay, so I'm also going to be using a tape on the outer part, and depending on what angle you put the tape, the eyeshadow is going to look a bit different. But it honestly doesn't really matter how you put it, because either way it's going to look really nice. You just do not want to skip this step because it will help you a lot. Today I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette Mirage from Profusion. I'm going to grab the orange eyeshadow using a Luxie brush, and you can see the other eye that it's above my crease. It's not touching my crease and it's not on my eyelid. First, I like to apply this kind of right on my crease, so I'm looking forward and applying it from the inner corner to the outer corner, just going back and forth like this. You can see it's like the shape of a rainbow from corner to corner. I am going to extend it towards the tail of the eyebrow, but first I like to make sure that this is nice and blended and the tone is even here first. And I like doing it looking straight forward. That way I just know for sure that it's going to be visible and I can see how much of the eyeshadow is showing above my crease. And also you're going to apply a brown eyeshadow that you also want above the crease. So this one has to be even higher than that. That way you have room for the brown eyeshadow to also go above the crease. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but I hope you guys understand. And also the cut crease is also gonna go above the crease. So you just wanna keep that in mind. I grabbed a little more right here to apply it on the outer part of my eye, and that way I can start extending it towards the tail of the eyebrow. You don't want to start with too much or start by extending it a lot. I like to always apply most of the product on the outer part of my eye, then just whatever is left on the brush and whatever I have there already, I just drag it towards the tail of the eyebrow. That way it's starting to look like blended out. Now I'm gonna grab this brown eyeshadow using a brush from Profusion, and you can see the other eye that it's exactly the same as the orange, just obviously not covering the orange. So it goes from the inner corner of the eye and also extend it towards the tail of the eyebrow. It's not a dark eyeshadow, and we are applying it on top of another eyeshadow, so it's gonna be pretty easy to blend out. Like I said, you just don't wanna cover up the orange eyeshadow. So just like the blended out portion of the eyeshadow, I would still want it to be pretty visible. So you always want to make sure you apply the eyeshadows a little bit lower than where you want the eyeshadow to look nice and blended. That way when you start blending it out, it moves higher exactly where you want it and it's not too high. I'm gonna add a little bit more on the outer part of my eye just to deepen up the color right there. I just want it a little bit darker. Then I'm going to grab the e.l.f. Cosmetics Concealer again with the flat brush from Anastasia. You can see that the brush is very flat. And I'm going to start with the dot right above the roots of my eyelashes on the center of my eye. Then I'm going to look up and you can see that it transfers right there, and that's how I start to create the cut crease. It's just a way I like to do it so both eyes look even. And then like I said, what helps so much for the edge to look really nice is to use a brush that can be very flat. And also stretching your eyelid, so just lift your eyebrow and start creating that line. It's gonna look very nice and sharp, and do it in little steps. Don't try to create the line just in one swoop. Just do a little tapping motions and try not to have too much product on the brush when you're doing this. I always like to keep looking up just to make sure that the line is even and it's above my crease and it doesn't change the form, the shape at all when I open and close my eyes. And it's gonna be half a cut crease, so I'm not going to extend it towards the tail of the eyebrow. I'm gonna stop right before the outer corner of my eye. So I'm not gonna go past that. I want the concealer to be nice and blended right on top of the outer part of my eyelid, not past my eyelid. And I just like to blend it out with the same brush without having too much product on the brush, just in tapping motions, or you can also use your finger. Just keep tapping until it's nice and blended. That way the eyeshadows that you apply on top of this can also blend out really nice. So just keep blending it out until it looks really nice. Then I'm gonna grab the orange eyeshadow again, and I'm going to apply this on the outer part of my eyelid. And I'm gonna try not to cover up a lot of the brown eyeshadow that I already have right there, but I'm also not going to bring this too much towards the center of my eyelid yet. So it's just like a little section where I'm applying it right now. And then obviously I want this eyeshadow to be blended out. So I'm gonna start blending it out until there's no harsh line at all. And it's gonna start moving a little bit more towards the center of the eyelid, which is what I want. So like I said, once you start blending out eyeshadows, they will move a little bit further. So that's why I stopped applying the eyeshadow right before I hit the center of the eyelid. And you want to do this with a light hand because the concealer is still creamy on the inner part. So just do this very lightly without having too much product on the brush. Now I'm gonna grab this eyeshadow right here and apply it on the rest of the eyelid, which is the inner part, to pretty much set everything else, which is very important. You can use translucent powder or your pressed powder, but you have to set it with something, and a light shade will look really nice. And I'm also going to use this shadow to help blend out the orange eyeshadow a little bit better. It's not always necessary, but sometimes it does help to make the eyeshadow look a little bit more smooth. So I'm just very lightly going over the blended out portion of the orange eyeshadow. Now I'm going to grab this glitter shadow right here and apply it on top of the orange eyeshadow that I just applied. You don't need any kind of glue or anything, just with the finger apply it in tapping motions. I want it to look somewhat blended out going towards the inner part of my eyelid, but I don't want to apply any of it on the inner part. This is my favorite part of this makeup look because it changes the makeup so much and it looks really nice. Then I'm gonna grab this liquid eyeliner from Wet n Wild and Marilyn Monroe and just create a very simple liner. I'm gonna start from the center with something very thin, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker towards the outer part. But like I said, I'm gonna keep it very simple and not extend it too much. But you can skip the step if you don't have time to do an eyeliner or you just don't want to do an eyeliner because the makeup already looks so nice just like that. So you can just leave it like that and skip the step. Right here, I grabbed the orange eyeshadow again, and I'm applying it from the inner corner to the outer corner. I am applying a few layers to make the eyeshadow stand out a little bit, and I'm also going to apply it on the waterline, but I'm going to be using this little eyeshadow sponge, or you can use a Q-tip to apply it, or obviously if you have an orange eyeshadow, but I feel like this gives this makeup a really nice look instead of leaving it empty right there. And you can't forget the mascara on the lower lashes. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Stiletto mascara, and just make sure you use waterproof, especially if you're going to be wearing the makeup for hours, because you don't want any black smudges under your eyes. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. If you liked it, please leave me a lot of orange hearts in the comments below. Leave your like and share this video with your friends and your family. Thank you all so much for your love and your support. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!